It was my first time to arrive in America for my high school education when I was 16 years old in 2010. My high school was built in a small town called Atchison in Kansas. I left my parents and friends and come to a totally unfamiliar environment, and I had to decide everything by myself. Because of my poor English and the lack of knowledge about American culture, I had a serious culture shock. In addition, it is really hard for me to join American school since I hardly have a communication with Americans. Because I was interested in traveling, during 2011 and 2012, I had been to New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. In New York, I went to Statue of Liberty, Times Square, the Wall Street, and the Empire State Building. In addition, there are thousands of high buildings and huge mansions. As one of the most luxuriant cities in the whole world, New York is a magic city which combines history and modernization, elegancy and street art, the rich and poor very well. New York is my favorite place. Then I went to Boston during Easter in 2011. I reached Harvard and MIT, which are the best two colleges in the world. They made me really yearn for college life. After Boston, I arrived in Philadelphia. As an old capital of United States, Philadelphia has kept many historical scenes. Buildings such as Independence Palace look like medieval Europe style. My last stop is Washington, D.C., the capital of United States. Compared with the luxuriant New York City, Washington, D.C. was surrounded by political and legal environment like White House, Lincoln Memorial, and the FBI building. These architectures within my well. This entire trip encourages me to have more common topics with Americans and making more friends. In general, traveling is very helpful to overcome culture shock.
In 2013, I arrived at MSU and began my college life. However, not like the traditional Chinese life. The total different life in America makes me feel culture shock. I cannot adapt the lifestyle and food in US, and I feel so hard to communicate with native English speakers. I decided to go out of school to relax. In Thanksgiving of 2013, I have been to Chicago. I went to Sky of Deck. I enjoyed the night scenes of the entire Chicago. In front of the Cow Gate, I took many pictures. The architecture was very special. I also went to Art Institution of Chicago and saw many famous paintings. I was interested in this painting due to my major is advertising. I take a noon break at Lake Michigan. In addition, I ate many Chinese food at Chinatown. Then I go to California during the spring break. In Los Angeles, I went to Universal and Disneyland. At Universal, the high technology widened my knowledge. I met many characters from popular movies like Simpsons, Transformers. Transformers with 3D tech let me feel that I was in the real Optimum Prime. It is really cool. One thing I have to mention is the sunset in Los Angeles is very nice. The memorable sight is a kind of healing to culture shock. The city of Las Vegas filled with gamble and luxury products. The nightlife of Las Vegas is much excited than the daytime. After I came back and my knowledge was enriched, I began to communicate with Americans. However, I overcome the culture shock by traveling.
Now let me tell you about my story in Cancun. During spring break of 2014, I traveled to Cancun with my friends. Cancun is one of famous tourist places in Latin American region. In this city, I felt a quite different culture from China and America. Cancun is a beautiful coastal city and the weather is really nice. According to diving under the deep sea, I saw turtles, sharks, and huge fishes. We also did bask on the sunny beach in the afternoon. Moreover, we built a sand castle. Besides this, we enjoyed delicious Mexican food. It was a quite fantastic trip. But I still feel a little unadaptable in Cancun. The biggest reason is the transportation. We know that the speed limit is 40 miles per hour in city in America, but in Cancun it's 55 miles per hour. Even so, many drivers are speeding. Another difference is about the traffic lamps. In Cancun, there are not too many lamps. People could walk across the street straightly, so it's quite dangerous to most foreigners. However, it's easy to face this culture shock. The only focus is take care of yourself and obey traffic regulations.